They have to be up at 5 in the morning for morning practice. And they have to go to breakfast. And they have to go get ready for class. And then they go relax or lunch. And then they go back to practice. We're not doing it for you to go and get cheapness and be cheap with the person. Severe Pain is basically our club team name. It's Severe Pain Wrestling. When I got my first head job at North Miami Beach.
Who is Coach Severe?
Man.
How is that, being able to coach at this high level?
Well, raising the kids part was easier because you're always there with them. You're taking them to sports. I mean, ever since my kids, I've been taking them to find something for the kids to do and get it together and get the kids in there, and they're gonna get in there and have fun with it.
Coach John Severe is a proud alumnus and wrestling coach at North Miami Senior High School, recently inducted into the Florida State Chapter Hall of Fame. He's known for developing champions, including a historic undefeated state title winner, and for opening doors beyond Miami, taking his athletes to national competitions and mentoring them toward Olympic dreams.
Being an Olympic champ back then in wrestling was just for the glory of it, just of toughness.
How is the overall athletic program at the high school now?
We could get more sports in. Coach Ray is doing what he can in a sense. He does a real great job with promoting of it. If you tell somebody you're a state champ, I'm like, that is bragging. I'm going to tell you I'm a state champ. Wrestling is tough. The only other sport I would really compare as far as its toughness of wrestling would be more boxing because of the hitting aspect of it, because you're going to get hit.
What do you think is the best martial arts style to you?
I mean, if you're talking about growing up a kid, getting the kid that you have from whatever age you want to build them up to get all the best accolades and get them ready by the time they get to high school. Now, that idea of one sport, kids doing one sport is straight garbage for me. You know what I'm saying? Because not one sport ever going to build the whole body. You have to be an athlete. The angels ain't Joe Blow and come and do it.
I know as a coach, one of the toughest things is to teach different personalities and different kids.
Yeah. I mean, that's something you learn over the years. I guess I didn't go back to that as far as story-wise. Coach Phillip, when I went, I decided to sign with UTC as well after because he brought me there. Then I came back for another camp my senior year, and then from there, that's when the coach signed, basically gave me a full scholarship.
Coach, what's now for you, Coach?
No, I'm an international. I'm a kids graduated, so they're both in college. My daughter got promoted to the same grade as my son due to COVID. So I've always told her, do your brother work. So she always do a grade higher grade. I said, so you could maintain a higher grade, just always do your brother work. The winning is fake. Who wins, who loses, they already know.
Welcome back to another episode on Jules Legacy Enterprise Productions, where story connects generations. A conversation with a pioneer, a segment that celebrates the life and journey of North Miami Senior High School pioneers by bridging the past and the present to inspire the future. Behind every name, there is a story. Coach John Severe, an alumnus from North Miami Senior High School, who is doing excellent work at the North Miami Senior High School with the wrestling team, and also was just inducted into the State Chapter Hall of Fame Wrestling. Coach, it is a great pleasure to actually have you here today.
Thanks for having me, man.
How you doing, Coach?
It's been a long time.
Right, man.
Like I felt like I was supposed to be here already like about 2 months ago.
Right, man.
About that 2 months ago.
Of course.
The season.
Right.
You saw me at the senior night.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a senior night match, and then you went in, and so he's like, "Yo, what's going on?" No, I need to have you in that. But
Of course.
I didn't really. I wasn't into that mindset at that time yet. I was trying to get the kids ready for state and get them to win and things like that. So I get locked in like that once it's about state time.
You know we have Maya on here.
Yes, but I didn't see it before. I just saw a clip of it.
Yeah.
She never sent it to me, but that was she's definitely one of the best athlete you could say that came out of North Miami since I've been there in a sense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Was she like your best wrestler that's there as far as that you ever coach?
Record-wise, 100%.
Of course.
I mean, her record alone is what it is. Wrestling started that year of her freshman year.
Uh-huh.
And in that year, she found a way to win a state title and be undefeated.
Yeah.
And then from then on, it was just like, all right, let's add on to it. Since that freshman year, I kind of told her, I was like, okay, well, next level. She didn't know what that next level was in a sense.
Right.
It's like, okay, we got to go to the nationals now.
Facts.
Nationals, I thought I was done. What do you mean? No, we got to go nationals. We got to get ready to go to Fargo. Fargo is winning it's the Marines National Championship, the whole state, the whole country actually.
Right.
In a sense. And in the sophomore year, we got to go to that. I had to fundraise a little bit in there. And then we went all the way to North Dakota. We flew to Minnesota, dropped to North Dakota, and I made it happen. And her and my other state champ, E-Cart guy you met, and West ones with the girls, and then my daughter, Isis Severe, we went there, and we you know, they did their thing. They all went matches. E-Cart lost in the blood round. Isis was kind of a little young. She went 2-2. And E-Cart went 4-2, and then I ended up winning it, and it was the biggest surprise to everybody in the state of Florida.
That's dope.
You know, and from then on, it's like, okay, what's next? She's thinking like, okay, I'm done. I know. What are you talking about? We got one team trial.
Of course.
We got Pan Am Championship. We got the now we got the Olympic. And for the first thing I said to her was like, after she won that, it's like, you could be our first Olympian.
She told me that. She told me that's her goal.
Yeah, so you could be our first Olympian in a sense, and you actually have the tools for it. You know what I mean? I said, now setback comes.
Of course.
If it comes, don't let it crush you now, because setback comes. Because I had a setback, you know, in a sense. So when it comes, you got to fight through it and keep pushing, and that's what's going on right now. She had a little setback, and she's gonna get back on track next year.
Okay. Coach, how did you get into wrestling to begin with? Because you've been wrestling since high school.
Oh, man. Man, when I graduated college at University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, man, that last year was the worst year of my athletic career ever, in a sense. You know, like, you got to where you just hate the sport so bad, in a sense, and you hate the atmosphere you're in, and you don't want to be around the coach. You know, nothing, you don't want to have nothing to do with it. But you're just still doing it because you just don't want to be a quitter.
Of course.
You never quit nothing in your life, so you don't want to be a quitter because of tough time. So you fight through it in a sense, and then you start hoping you get hurt just so you can be done with it. You know, and that's kind of like what happened in my senior year. And from there, I was like, I'm done with this. You know, but my mentor, Eric Phillip, who he graduated, he also was an alumni. From North Miami Wrestling under George Coach Jacoby, like I did, but you know, he took me under his wing. He moved me to he moved to Georgia, and he took me with him for 2 weeks of wrestling camp. And wrestling camp, about, if you're going out of state, you're talking about $1,000.
Wow.
I mean, so this man had me out there for 2 weeks with him for free. So it was just like the biggest, and you know, that's when I really kind of like, this is wrestling. I'm seeing Tennessee, Chattanooga University that have wrestling, because there's no schools down here that have wrestling. There was no school in the state of Florida, Georgia, any of the East Coast because of Title IX. Around 1972, Title IX came in, and then basically every university of those, like Florida Gators, had a sick team. The Miami-Dade was one of the best junior colleges in the country before then, and all of them, Clemson, they all dropped wrestling.
Wow.
Once that happened, so when I got to actually go to Tennessee for that camp, in Georgia first, we were in Georgia, and then right on the border is Tennessee, 30 minutes away from it. So we were in Georgia, we did our training there with one of the Olympians who took silver medal, Zig Jones. And I was like, okay, I'm meeting an Olympian now, you know. So it just brightened up my whole mindset, you could say.
Of course.
The first time I'm leaving Miami to go to another state, and then, which is why that is one of the things that I do every year. I get the kids on my team out of the state, open up their mind.
Facts.
You know, because some of them, they never left Miami, they never even went past Broward.
Facts, that's true.
You know,
that's
so,
true.
Like, hey, you can go to anywhere you want to go and make a life for yourself.
Facts.
You know, so that was the idea behind that. So the experience that I get, all I'm doing is just giving it back. And it all came from a little kid asking me to join wrestling when I was in 8th grade. And, oh, yeah, WWE, yeah, I want to DDT somebody. I want to choke slam someone. Because I was watching WWF a lot. I was a big fan of Ric Flair, big fan
of course,
Gorgon, Lex Luger, and those guys. So I was into wrestling then, watching it and stuff like that. And then when I got into doing it, it was just like, wait, that stuff is fake.
Of course, 100% fake.
But then, when I got to college, they had an event there. And I got to meet with these guys and roll around with them, and I'm like, wait, this is not really as fake as I thought.
What do you mean?
The winning is fake. Who wins, who loses, they already know. But as far as the actual combativeness that doing what they doing in the ring, yeah, that thing's real, man. Them boys get hurt.
Oh, them hits are real?
Them boys get hurt. They got some that's play. Like with Flair, was he would cut himself. He cut himself on himself. So when you see him doing this and then the blood coming out, I saw a show that. It's not ketchup. He actually cut himself on purpose with a little, thing, and then put some over, and then like I'm angry, and then the blood coming out, So that stuff is real.
So those kicks and those chairs.
Nah, they got ways they do them. They got ways they do them where you block it and things like that. But the acrobatic was when they jumping over things and landing. They land on, man. They hurt their neck. They just look at their shoulders, bust their elbows. So you still have to be an athlete in a sense. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was shocked to see it. And I'm seeing this guy. They show me all these wounds. Lex Luger, he's still jacked. They were doing all that steroids too. But he was jacked, and he's showing all these wounds. Oh, no, this ain't no fake, man. This is like, okay, this is this is actually real for real in a sense. But the winning lot, who wins, who loses,
It's probably
stage.
already-
It's stage.
Okay.
They know who they want to be the star, the hero, and things like that. So that stuff is fake. But you have to be you have to be an athlete. You have to be an athlete. And just ain't Joe Blow can come and do it. You know what I'm saying, in a sense. So
Oh, but well, I do want to chime in on that. Two things. The first one is, who did you actually meet? I know you said Lex Luger. Who out of people in the WWF or WCW or WWE?
Ric Flair, Lex, that time he was
WWF?
Well, they came every time over there because Tennessee was a big fan.
Okay.
The school is have a wrestling team. The whole state have wrestling. So university-wise, in this sense, they have like 3 schools that have university. So they have wrestling. So it's so much more popular once you pass Georgia back then, in a sense. Now you pass Georgia, you get to Tennessee, and then you start going up. But like Iowa and Pennsylvania, they don't see football. They don't see basketball. It's really wrestling is what the kids do. I mean, they go on, their parents just put them in wrestling. That's the sport of those states.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying, in a sense. So it was a really big, wide opening as far as like, wow. Okay, so this is real wrestling now, and I really got a long way to go.
Right. Have you ever seen The Rock in person?
The Rock, no.
Cause The Rock's a pretty decent specimen. He's a pretty big dude.
The Rock got a family legacy that did wrestling. So
Yeah, his
he
dad.
jumped on it, what I mean, in a sense, and he learned the drill. He took his time and things of such. But yeah, The Rock was just an entertainer for me.
Right.
By that time, I did not.
You were done with it.
I was done with all that. And
But coach, like, I know as a coach, one of the toughest things is to actually, teach you, like, different personalities and different kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you learn over the years. I guess my first, I didn't go back to that. As far as story-wise, Coach Phillip, when I went, I decided to sign with UTC as well after, because he brought me there. Then I came back for another camp my senior year, and then from there, that's when the coach basically gave me a full scholarship.
Okay.
So I kind of follow this guy, man. I like the path of his lifestyle in a sense. He wrestled for Coach Mack. Coach Mack was my first role model from North Miami Middle. That's who my first wrestling coach was. I mean, this guy's Jack, he was a bodybuilder, and he's a CSI coach. I don't know if you know Coach McWoodson was, Coach Mack. So from him, being that then I go to the high school, Jacoby was cool, but at that time I felt like Jacoby wasn't, rest in peace, I felt like Jacoby wasn't, was burning out in a sense. He was ready for a new charge, new start. I know how that feels now because that happened to me a couple of times. So it was really Coach Phillip, who was like, just came out of college, just finished school, and then he became Jacoby's assistant. And then Jacoby put him to work with the younger guys, which ended up being the first-year guys in high school, which was me and a couple of my friends, Sean Bones and things of such. So, Carl Addy. So we, and then he gravitated a little more towards me in the sense that I was just a go. What do you want me to do? Do it. So he would never, which I see kids nowadays want to be like, no, I don't want to do that sport. No, I don't want to try it. Like, it's a whole different mindset in a sense. So for me, it was just always like, if the coach say you do this, you do it. Because the coach knows what's best for you in a sense. The coach you got to follow your coach. You got to support, do what your coach in a sense trying to do for you, because he's supposed to what? Know what's best for you to get you to where you need to be, in a sense. But things change a little bit right now, though. But Philip takes, I followed him in reference to how his lifestyle was. Went to college, did his graduation thing. Then he's doing all this traveling, skiing, going to vacation, and this. I have to say, my parents didn't do none of that.
Right.
It was just work, and I don't know what else they doing. So I didn't know any of that stuff. So I gravitated towards him, and that's why I followed him to Tennessee. I had other universities, Virginia Tech, Ohio, schools that was looking at me, but I went there just to keep up with him, because it was about 40 minutes from where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And thank goodness it did, because I tell the kids all the time, when you go to school, you go to these out-of-town places. At the same time, though, I'm not bringing race in it, but back then it was really some racist stuff, in the sense, because they got a way that they set up your schedule for your classes for you to fail, for you to flunk out and not be eligible. You see what I'm saying? Get you out of there. So it was him that actually, he called me up. He's like, hey, man, I forgot to ask you, what's your schedule's like? Let me hear your schedule. So I'm telling him my schedule. I got science, I got English, I got math. He's like, you're going to flunk out.
Wow.
As a true freshman in college, never left home, this and that, you can't take that many hard classes at first, because there's always these, they're not garbage classes, but they're electives that you get to pick.
Of course, mix
Either
it
way,
up.
You got to do them.
Yeah, just mix them up a bit.
Mix them up in the beginning, so you don't have that pressure too much with you take a English, you take a math, okay? You can't be taking a science or history. It's college.
Man,
These things ask for paperwork. They ask for all kind of work, and you trying to, see what's going on with the place, and your head's everywhere. And you got 5, 6 core subjects you're taking. So that's what the lady gave me, and he came in and he saved me with that again, because he was like, no, go in there. I said, yeah, but you say I have to. No, you don't. You paying for this. This is your money. You paying for universities. I didn't have my parents to tell me that, because I was the first to leave home. So I was the first to go to college. Out of state, in a sense. So there was nobody to train me for it. So once again, there comes Coach Phillip. You see what I'm saying? Nah, drop this, drop that, drop that, and then so take ROTC, man. You have no fear. I don't do no military, but you're gonna get an easy A, man. You're gonna die. You're gonna climb down the wall.
You're done.
Probably dive in some kind of a pool, and it's no big deal. You get an easy A. You good at math? Take your math, and take your 1 English. You want to be an accountant? Take your account class, because you already had it for 2 years in high school. You just kind of set my schedule up for that first, and then I had the highest GPA I ever got in my life.
Oh, wow.
3.2.
Wow.
For some answers,
That's
was
good.
like,
That's
whoa,
good.
you want to call me All-American? Who's that?
Right.
Me? That can't happen. So he set me up on that. So I tell the kids all the time, they got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that.
Did you have a chance to go to the Olympic? Is that what you were saying earlier?
Olympic? No. I mean, I got to go and watch.
Uh-huh.
I was, I got to 96 Olympic. That was in Atlanta.
Okay.
That was an hour for me. So I got to go to a lot of events. I got
Good.
to see Kurt Angle, which I think you guys heard of.
Yeah.
I got to actually, all the wrestling guys that was in the Olympic team was actually training at my university. They were staying in our dorm.
That's
So I got
dope.
to mangle a lot of those guys. I got a whole poster with all their names on it and things of such. And so it was awesome seeing them live. So it was a drive.
Nice.
You know what I mean, in a
Nice.
sense. So,
So Kurt Angle was an actual wrestler, right?
oh yeah, Olympic gold medalist.
Who transitioned into like WWE or WWF at the time, I believe it was.
Yes.
Do a lot of wrestlers look in that route as of today, as far as from going from wrestling to going to like WWE?
Man, today you could make a living with wrestling today. Back then, only a few. It was just for the glory.
Mm-hmm.
Being an Olympic champ back then in wrestling was just for the glory of it. Just of toughness. Like, I'm going to be the best in the world. And that's it. That was it. And then you go back to regular job.
But now it's different.
Oh, nah. They got, it's awesome. Now you can make a nice living with that. Like, you can make millions. My guy that I watch a lot, which I tell the kids all the time, Jordan Bull. Jordan Bull is, he's a kid from Pennsylvania, went to Nebraska was a 3-time national champ, but got hurt his second year, ended up being a 2-timer. And then out the blue, just the guy's more famous in Iran, which we're in the war with right now. He was more famous in Iran than he was in the U.S.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was 7-time world champ, 2-time Olympian, and 1-time Olympic champ, and so he's good. He's been and then you got the MMA now.
Oh yeah.
See, so you got avenues you could go into now with it. I was getting pushed into MMA, UFC when I was in college because that's when it really came into the state. But it was a little bit too barbaric, a little bit you could say. I wasn't with that. No weight classes. It's just 400 pound versus 150, and it don't matter. It was martial art versus martial art, you could say. All right, so I stayed away. I didn't do it. When I got approached for that. Who that person was, I couldn't tell you, but he came to a home match that we had at university, and I competed, and based on my physique and all, and then my aggressiveness, and the guy was just like, hey man, I like to, how you try to come and try out for UFC. I'm like, no. I said, nah, I don't think that's something that I want to do. He's like, nah, I think you could be good at it. I said, nah, I'm not a fighter like that,
right.
Man. So.
What do you think is the best martial art style to you, or the best martial art fight? Like as far as which one would you prefer, or which one?
I mean, if you're talking about growing up a kid, getting a kid that you have from whatever age you want to build them up to get all the best accolades to get them ready by the time they get to high school. That idea of one sport, kids doing one sport is straight garbage for me. You know what I'm saying? Because not one sport ever going to build the whole body. See what I'm saying? Every sport got their own difficulty.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Now you want to go into what's the hardest sports to do. There's no other sports than you getting your head bashed.
No, I'm talking about as far as martial art, because some people like MMA, some people do karate, some people do jiu-jitsu, some people do like different.
No, I mean you gotta have wrestling. You gotta have ground game. You gotta have wrestling. So people trying to compare jiu-jitsu with the wrestling and things of such. It's kind of like it, but it's, to a point it's not. Because jiu-jitsu it's all about just holding the person down and trying to get a key lock on them and get them to submit. I mean, wrestling, you find a way to lift them up and slam them. I don't go down and pull me on top of me, pull you on top of me so I could try to get you. No. I gotta find a way to get you down. See what I'm saying? In a sense. So wrestling it's tough. The only other sport I would really compare as far as its toughness of wrestling would be more boxing because of the hitting aspect of it, because you're gonna get hit. But boxing is just you standing up and you're doing what you do. Wrestling, you gotta protect your leg, you gotta protect your top. So it's the whole thing. It's top and bottom. You gotta protect your upper body from head, or you gotta protect your leg as well. So if you don't protect your leg, you're getting scooped and getting slammed on your head.
Quick.
Yeah. And if you just protect your leg, now you're getting choked out in the front headlock. So it's more. It takes more than just figuring out how to punch and which punch you want to throw, side steps and things of such. So anybody that do wrestling, boxing will come easy for them. Terrence Crawford said that. He's a wrestler. Terrence Crawford, he's a former wrestler. His son just won a state title as a freshman. Oklahoma, I think he's from. Yeah. So he even tell you straight up, he's like, I still go in and go wrestle. I go in the man and go wrestle in the sense it's a different field. It's a different, movement that you have to do and things of such. So, let you know.
Well, that's very dope.
Overall, who is Coach Severe?
Man. Oh, good question, bro. Shoot. I never really like talk about myself.
Okay. And I'm sure a lot of people, you don't really go into detail.
Yeah, I never really like talking about myself in the sense as far as what I've done and how I do. I guess a bragging thing. I just feel like I'm not trying to brag, right? Yeah,
but more like your behind the scenes. Let's say when you're not coaching, wife, kids, upbringing, the things that you enjoy. Who are you behind the scene?
Yeah, I put a lot. I literally once I got into this, when Coach Phillip got me into this, he kind of tricked me into it as well, by the way. So I can get back into that a little bit later, but once I got into it, man. Whatever I get into, that's what I was saying about earlier in reference to quitting,
Right.
I quit my senior year in college, even though it was so horrible. But I just didn't want to quit because I never quit nothing. So, what I've gotten to, man, I do the best I can with it. But as far as, I got 2 kids.
Okay.
Right? I got a son and a daughter. They both graduated last year from North Miami.
Oh, nice.
So,
Congrats on that.
they both were multiple time state placers in wrestling wise. My daughter was a state finalist, so we almost made history.
Nice.
Because we did make history. The same school, father and daughter, or father and son, but father and daughter was the first because women wrestling just got in about 5 years ago. So we almost made history on that. We did make history of her making it to the finals because her dad was a champion and she's in the finals. So she ended up losing to a 3-timer, which is, which I'm trying to make her understand. It's, hey, life, it is what it is. We'll keep going, right? In a sense, you came from placing 6 to be in the finals the next year and you still not even, you just turned 17 and you graduated a year early from school in a sense like that. You know? And so your full body muscle mass is not even developed like that yet, in a sense, to a point. But I've been married for 20 years now. 2 kids. When I left college, I moved back to Miami and I started coaching. I started working, and then Philip got me into coaching with him at Dr. Crop.
Okay.
When Dr. Crop was open, that was the second year of Dr. Crop. They only had 10th and 11th graders, and 9th, 10th, 11th when I got there.
Okay.
And then it just, the kids grabs on you, man. The kids grabs on you, and it's like, and then next thing you know, 2 years went by like that.
Facts.
And the kids accomplish his goals. You're happy about it. Not realize that you just spent 2 years on this kid. You see what I'm saying? Training him. So as far as who I am, in a sense, man, I'm just a kid from Haiti. 10th grade. I came in 10 years old.
What part of Haiti?
I was Port-au-Prince.
Nice.
My parents left early, so I was with my aunties for about 6 years until my parents maybe better get the visas and not green card, you can say, and things of such, and then got me and my brothers and my sister over here with them, and then we move on from there. We came straight to Belle Glade, did about 6 months in Belle Glade.
You lived in Belle Glade?
That thing was crazy.
Have you been back?
Been there recently?
Nah, not recently.
Hey, Belle Glade is rough, man.
It's been years since I
The crazy thing, you go back now, it still look like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Man.
So yeah, I've learned with it. I can give you a quick little story on that Belle Glade situation. I get there within 2 weeks. We were raised, me and my brother, we were raised more of a indoor. So we weren't like no street outside kids running around in the street of Haiti. So we were more like of an indoor. Everything was all exclusive. Everybody knows everybody else in the sense we can't go nowhere to a point. So, but at the same time, we always had each other back. It's like nobody can come to our little area and do anything. We hold this spot, right? So I go to Belle Glade, and right off the bat, we're in lunch line, and Haitians didn't have any respect at that time. Right? I love Black American, but they really hated Haitians for some reason. Now I can't really picture what it was, but this guy just came and skipped the line, skipped over 3 of them, and they just stood there like, hey, pourquoi ça que c'est moi devant man? The kid told me, I looked at me and was just like, what do you want me to do? Nah, man, I wasn't raised like that. You ain't taking advantage of me. And my brothers was in Glade Central, which was apparently was a crazy wild school, and they were going through the same thing. See, I didn't know that until Jay and Sunday told me that later. But they were like, oh, yeah, man, we were getting it in with these guys, man, because you're not stepping over us. We wasn't raised like that. We're not going to back down, to a point. So I jumped in and walked in front of them. Nah, but you ain't skipping me, And obviously from there, the kid gave me a quick 4-5 punch real fast, man. I haven't seen it, guys. Pop, 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 pop.
Wow.
And natural Haiti was fighting was this. I either kick you or slam you.
Yeah.
Well, he was close, so, whoop. And that's, so that's how wrestling came natural in a sense. Yeah. Slam dude down, boy, boom, and pop, 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 and then they pulled me off from, and that was the fight.
That was your first fight?
That was my first fight, And I didn't get into another fight again until, that was what, 4th, 5th grade? And I didn't get into another fight until, I got into another one in 6th grade, but 6th grade was still in elementary when I moved back to Miami. And then from that on, I haven't gotten a fight until I was graduated college and went to, I was coaching, and I got some a racist dude that kind of walked into a bathroom, and 2 of them trying to jump me in a sense when I was at a Tennessee camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to handle my business in there, and that's just say they won't do it again.
Man, that sounds like something that comes out of a movie.
Lesson learned.
Everybody came back.
They learned.
I'm just using the bathroom, man. Buddy came in there and shoved me. So he looking at my girl. Like, what the hell? Oh, you know what, fuck, man, you can kill for shit like that. You can fight for a girl that I looked at. Are you kidding me? Everybody gonna look at your girl if she look good. But Buddy was just like, he picked me out of all these people that was looking at his girl. Little blonde hair. My God, she was cute. To everyone was yelling about it, especially the guys from Pennsylvania. Old man was whistling and things of such. And I was in the bathroom, man, and Buddy came in there, do it with me, and he won't do it again.
Lesson learned, right?
Yeah. And that was the last fight I had because I blacked out. I don't like to fight.
Right.
Again, the fight is defensive mode.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive mode wise, sometimes you lose control. And I had to get pulled off, Buddy, in a sense.
How's the athletic program now in our North Miami? Because we have a lot of like sports there that's actually making a lot of noise state-wise, right? You talking about the track and field. Wrestling makes a lot of noise, right?
Yeah.
How is the overall athletic program at the high school now?
I think we could get more sports in. Coach Ray is doing what he can in a sense. He does a real great job with promoting of it. Promotion of individuals, promotion of specific sports what they do, the social media part of it, which is awesome.
Yes.
When I was AD at North Miami, that was one of the things I definitely was not.
Right.
I'm lacking. I'm still lacking that right now.
Of course.
To get the kids to do that. That's just not my field in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does a great job with that. But I think we got to be able to get more sports within not just the school, more of the city. I think the city is kind of failing a lot of the kids. Because there's no reason that it should take, almost 20 years, but it's actually 20 years or so to build that park, to build Cagnic Park back. That's way too long. That should have never take that long.
20-something years, and it's still.
It's just about to be done in a year now. They finally gotten started, and at least now they're about to be done within probably a year or so. Now
they don't even have money for the second phase, which is supposed to be a pool.
So
they started building that since I not started building it. I believe that when they demolished that building, it was back in 2007-ish. Almost 20 years.
Yeah, before that actually, because they moved into the new building in 08,
08, 09.
08, 09. I think they moved into the new building, and building was probably 07.
Yeah,
and it's. And I'm seeing all these little kids, all these kids that's like bored.
Yeah.
Just dying for something to get into.
Right.
In a sense to me, because if you don't give them something to do, something gonna find them or they're gonna find something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna find a window to climb into.
Facts.
They're bored.
Facts.
Want to do something. Next thing you know, a group of kids running to the park to go fight. What fight, man? Like 2 little kids walk around the grass. It's not even really a fight to me, but fight gonna happen. They're just bored. I just think North Miami's failing on that, And I got into the board, me and Coach Presume. We got nominated by one of the mayor's assistant to board members to represent them into the sports, the park and rec board and things. So from there, it was just funny to me in the sense where I'm sitting here, I'm listening to stuff, I'm like, no wonder we're not getting any of this stuff done, because there's a little bit of too much politics into that. Because for me, it's as black and white as it is. Find something for the kids to do and get it together, and then get the kids in there, and they're gonna get in there and have fun with it. It's as simple as that. Give them somewhere to go, they'll go there.
That's true.
The little park that's behind the library, they finally fixed that. People are like, oh, they're just going to sit there and do trouble. But at least that gives them somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, that gives them somewhere to go. Once they fix that little park, man, after school, that little park is loaded with the high school kids just swinging, yelling, screaming. Yeah, you're going to have little issues, but you got all these little happy faces going on in there, so we got to think of that.
Mm-hmm.
What would those happy faces be if you didn't have that little park for them to come and sit and hang out? You see what I'm saying? In a sense. And then once they're done, boom, middle school finished, they don't run around to go find somewhere to watch somebody fighting. They run to that little park to what? Play.
Mm-hmm.
The kids that don't want to go home or they can't go home. There's some kids that stay there all day, but 8 o'clock at night, they're still there. Wow. Because I go to a tournament and I come back at 7, 8 o'clock with the team. Kids still there. Same kids.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So
Wow.
you don't give them a little area for them to post and hang out like that. What are you going to have them do? You see what I'm saying? So I think North Miami could do better as a city in a sense. To go back to investing in the kids a little more.
They need to do better.
Put activities for the kids a little more for them to do. And this is finally a great start that they got that park started. But before that, when they got Oak Grove Park done,
Yes.
the field.
Yes.
So that was the first spot. I was like, okay, awesome. I even went to the meeting for that, trying to get involved, trying to get do things a little bit. But I'm a one man, so there's so much I can do.
Yeah. And I remember I was talking to, I believe, was it Coach Cox that was talking about not Coach Cox. Coach Knowles, that was talking about the track. The track is overdue and it needs to.
Sad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sad.
So.
And it's all politics in a sense with that either. It's like, okay, who's going to pay for that? Is North Miami going to pay for it? Is the city going to pay for it? I mean, is Miami-Dade County School Board's going to pay for it, or is the North Miami City going to pay for it? They battling over that at the same time, and kids twisting their ankles on that thing. You can even run an event on that. Mm-hmm. Why you guys are over here bickering about who's going to pay the one, I don't even know how much it costs, but whatever it is, man. Whatever it is. You fix that, now you got 10 schools coming into the building, to the neighborhood, and people will stop talking so bad about North Miami, which is why when I run my tournaments for wrestling, I'm trying to get as many different schools from all over the place to come. I mean, I've got schools from Naples to come in, from Fort Myers, from Orlando, from Tennessee, Georgia, just to come into the building, and they're like, wow, this is North Miami. You see what I'm saying? In a sense.
Facts.
All the homes down south schools, they coming in. So I have like 30, 40 different schools, high schools, come in the building, and then they get to see North Miami.
Right.
See what I'm saying, in a sense. But Coach Knowles was doing that, but he can't. He haven't been able to in years because you can't run the track now. You can't run on that field. Like, you can't run a race on that. It's not safe.
Wow.
Practice on it, but it's not
Safe.
You see what I'm saying? And the fight's still going on who's going to pay to fix it.
Wow.
So, yeah,
So-
I feel him.
Coach, what's now for you, Coach?
I'm an empty nest now. My kids graduated, so they're both in college. My daughter got promoted to the same grade as my son through COVID.
Yeah.
So I've always told her, do your butter work. So she always do a grade higher.
Yeah.
So I said, so you could maintain a high grade, just always do your butter work.
Right.
Well, COVID happened, she did her butter work, and then they moved her up to the same grade. so she ended up graduating really early. And that's a little scary for me in a sense because unlike any regular Asian parents that I keep talking to, or any parents, period, you don't love your kid, you scared for your kid, but you gotta let them go.
Yeah, facts.
Because I saw the change that did for me. It blew my mind when I found I'm left home and I went to take some things just like,
Yeah, it's not in these.
gotta
Way
figure
different.
it out, you know what I'm saying?
Got
Gotta
it.
figure out, gotta make a life for myself, gotta make sure I organize this, gotta make sure I do my own bed, gotta make sure, you know what I mean? Things like
Facts.
that, and laundries and cooking and money management, you see what I'm saying? Whether you want to or not, it might take them the first 6 months and they're screwing it up, but they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, but if they stay home, now you're talking about 4 or 5 years, they still under your chest,
Facts.
you know, thinking you always the safe. You see what I'm saying? In a sense, you know. So my son's in Tampa. He's at a school there. He didn't want to wrestle in college at all. No pressure. He's still gonna get out of the house though. I ain't go figure this thing out. Now I want him to go wrestle because it gives him. That's why I was telling him put the kids in the activity because it gives them a schedule. So you got to let them go, but if it's a scholarship or a sports or something of such, let them go because it gives them a schedule. Mm-hmm. They have to be up at 5 in the morning for morning practice. Then they have to go to breakfast. Then they have to go get ready for class, and then they go relax or lunch, and then they go back to practice, afternoon practice.
Right.
And then they go home, they do homework, and then you could go to your evening late 9 o'clock training, extra workout. That was my schedule in a sense. And then you go to bed. So where's the time at for you to, really screwing around too much, right? So you don't get that time. So that's why I was telling if the kid's going for sports and activity or something like that,
let them.
Even though it's scary. I went and drove my daughter, who was like just turned 17, to South Carolina, and I dropped her off at Allen University on a full scholarship for wrestling because she was gonna wrestle.
Right.
And it wasn't easy, coach. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because that's my little princess, and yet I had to do it, and I'm like, hey, just call me. So she went through her phase of homesick, which, like I tell everybody, they will go through a phase of homesick. And they just gotta fight through it. Then they're gonna develop a friend or two here and there, and then now they're gonna get a little busy doing their own schedule, and there you go. Now you got a responsible person that's like, you ain't gotta wait till they're 30 to say, could you do something with your life?
Facts.
So, because that idea, like, I'm gonna take a year off, or I'm just gonna go Miami-Dade, and I don't know what I'm gonna do this. You're wasting time.
Coach, you just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. that was a surprise of itself because I never really did this for any of that. Like I said, I never really. It took forever for me to tell somebody I won state. I was a state champ.
Right.
Like, I'd never tell nobody I'm a state champ.
Right.
Yeah. And then I had a guy that basically told me, he's like, hey, listen, man, you're not bragging if you tell somebody you're a state champ. I'm like, that is bragging. I'm going to tell people I'm a state champ. What am I telling them? No. If the person asks, or within the conversation itself, that's not bragging to say what your accolades were. So I'm a little better with it this time, a little better. Not as good because I still haven't even posted.
Of course.
All of that I'm going to be on.
Of course.
I still haven't even posted yet on my social media. But
of course.
But it's a great accomplishment, I believe. They just called me up on it, gave me an application, filled it, and first try I got in. I'm like, I guess I must have been doing what I've been doing for the last 24 years, I guess.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, man. Florida Hall of Famer. Coaching-wise, first Haitian.
Oh, for real? That's pretty good.
In the chapter, I believe. So.
How... Because you said something earlier. You said that you've been married for 2 decades now. How is that, being able to coach at this high level, raise the kids, and maintain your marriage?
Well, raising the kids part was easier.
Okay.
Because you're always there with them. You're taking them to sports. I mean, ever since I had my kids, I've been taking them to whatever they're doing. My daughter did ballet. She did dance. She did track for a little bit because most thought she was coming off Miami to do track. Well, COVID messed that up. She would have too.
Right.
But that 1 year that they just that messed up a lot of kids, I think.
Yeah.
My son went from 130 or 126. He was wrestling 126 that year, and the next year was 185, 190. He was wrestling 190 the next year.
Wow.
And he wasn't fat. He was just got thick, big, And then my daughter lost the interest for track. She lost the interest for sports, period, in a sense. So when she got to high school, it was my cousin, JP, who's also been my right-hand man, assistant man, who also was a head coach at North Miami Beach when I left. Which all these accolades I'm doing, they saying I'm getting as far as Hall of Fame and things of such, you can never do it by yourself. Right? There's always got to be that one person who's assistant who helps you in things where they don't get the glory, right? But they're in the background. And that's him. That's my cousin James JP. So, and he's still at North Miami right now. He paused on the coaching, get a break, his life together and things of such. So, which I'm like, hey man, dude, we gotta get you right eventually. But he was in there with me, grinding every day,
Right.
24/7 in a sense. But raising the kids is kind of easy in a sense for me because wherever I go, they was there. I was just athletic things, school things. So I was part of the school and things of such. Their mom was just, she was working and then she would show up to events that she can, but she mostly planned like vacation, like family vacations and things of such. But as far as all the daily activities of the kids, picking them up from school and taking them to school and things of such, it was always with me. Because they had the same schedule I had, you could say, since I was a teacher. So, yeah, I don't know if it was easy or not, but I just make it do what it do.
Facts.
I just take it day by day like I do with everything else, I guess. So,
Coach, we want to say thank you for our shirt,
yeah.
our souvenir. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, for you, yeah. That's our motto.
Severe
man.
pain.
Severe pain.
What does that mean?
Pain for pleasure. What does that mean?
Severe Pain is basically our club team name. It's
Got
Severe
it.
Pain Wrestling.
Right.
When I got my first head job at North Miami Beach, don't kill me.
We don't do charges over here, Coach. You know that. We don't say those words. We say the other side,
Yeah, when I went to the other side,
There you go.
North Miami wasn't ready for me. They wasn't ready. It was, but also, my cousin was there already as an assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
My former coach at the high school, Joe Jacoby, was already there.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw me one night, and I'm coming from Crop. We have a nice wrestling room and things of such. And so I come visit North Miami to see about it, but they had nothing. They had nowhere for me to train. They just saying, just come and we'll figure it out. Come on, I need my space.
Right.
I could build a team is I need my own space where I could really get into what I'm grinding into the guys, because wrestling ain't easy. I gotta make you feel it to a point. Take you to your lowest and then to your highest and just build and break you. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because that's what's gonna happen in the match. If that happened in the match, you gotta know how to deal with it. So I gotta put you in that position before you go to a match and learn that. So I need a place for me to know that's where we come and this is the dungeon or the ground, whatever you want to call it. The hell, you know what I'm saying? In a sense.
Of course.
But this is where all the grind went, So don't just look at us getting our hands raised, being the state champ and things of such. But when I got to North Miami, to the other side, my, I established my own wrestling club.
Right.
And we figured out names and things like that, Black Knights, Four Horsemen, and Haitian Zoes, and all type of different name. And then one of these really smart, bright kid I had on the team, he was just like, why don't you just call it severe wrestling pain?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, severe
pain.
Wrestling, just severe wrestling, because he was looking at my name. He's like, your name is severe. Everything is severe about it, right? That's what the definition of the name is. Severe weather, severe pain, severe this. So he was just like Severe Wrestling Club. And I was like, no, that's me being, once again, about me. I don't want it about me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I never want anything about me in a sense. And another kid was just like, no, man, every day I come here, I live here with pain. You just call it severe pain. That's what the kid said. But I'm like, that's only for the first month, bro. Until I get your body in shape, then I no longer feel no pain no more to a point. You embedded now. But that first month, you're gonna go through that pain. You're gonna feel it. Soreness, ankle hurts, and this, and bruises. So that's how Severe Pain Wrestling come. SBW is what we call it. And, it's about 200 strong now, in a sense. And I got a group page that that I started when I got, about 10 years ago. I was like, damn, I got to find a way to keep these guys together, because everybody's doing things. That's that's a network system, in a sense. I was like, he's a construction, he's a mechanic, he's actually a dentist, you know. So these guys out there, they're out there doing things. This one runs parties, you know, this one rent all the party stuff you need, chairs, tables, and stuff. That's his business, you know. So off that, I'm like, let me put a group together, become a network system, and you know, and it's a good thing I did, because if I need like you know, car breakdown or something like that, you know, I'd go in the chat and in that group page, and I'll post it in there, and somebody will be a mechanic that comes in and help fix it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You pay. I told them also, like, listen, that doesn't mean you're going to get discount or cheapness or nothing like that, because at the end of the day, that's that man's business. That's his livelihood. We're not doing it for you to go and get cheapness and be cheap with the person. Oh, I don't have the money right now. No, bro. If you go to a regular business, you have to pay before you get your work done, right? Don't start using that person. No. What you're going to get out of it is you're going to get love out the work. You're going to get exactly what you want, the actual work being done. Because sometimes you'll take your car to a mechanic, they'll fix what you asked for, but then they'll mess something else up, and then a month later your car mess up again. So you're like, damn, what happened now? You bring it back. They fix that, mess something up. Month later you got to bring it back. I said, that's what I want to fix. I want to know that you work at a dentist, you're going to make sure that I get the right price. It don't need to be too low, but I don't want it to be too high. Just the right price. I'll pay the right price, but the most important thing is I'm going to get my teeth done with love. See what I'm saying? I ain't worried about you messing up something or this person, you know, just, okay, you good. No, you're going to take care of me because we family in a sense. But, you know, but you're going to don't be cheap about it. So once they understood that, everything has been working out pretty well now. You know, the kids are posting what they're doing. You know? Oh, I need my bathroom. Oh, my sink is messed up. Well, we got a lot of guys that does that. My AC is broke. We got guys that's AC repairs. You see what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So all these guys get connected that way. I tell them, just post it in there, somebody reply, and you get it. You want help with a college paper or what university? I want some question about this university. Which, dude, you got about 40, 50 guys in there that's already been to universities, you know, that live in those states, you know. Or they'll post something like, oh, anybody in Tampa? You get 5 or 6 guys, you know, that's in Tampa. Now you got a place to stay for one night. You can't overdo it though, right? Yeah. You get one night, that save your hotel fee, and plus you with family, you provide your dinner and things like that. You meet the family, you hang out, you know. So at the end of the day,
And that's a group chat you guys have?
Yeah. That's the Severe Pain Wrestling group chat. So when the kids join the wrestling team, they get put in the wrestling group chat. Once they graduate, then they get moved over to the adult group chat, you could say.
That's dope.
You see what I'm saying?
And how many people's in that chat now?
I think it's about 80 now. Is what's in that group still. It's like it's that I lost because I started 10 years ago. So I lost about 10 years, 15 years of previous kids that I'm like, hopefully I catch up with them, and then once I get their numbers, I throw them in there. You see what I'm saying? But they got, you know, it's a WhatsApp group chat, so they got that WhatsApp too. You see what I'm saying? In a sense. So that's a clever thing that we do there, and it's working. As far as the other hashtag, man, paying before pleasure, that's my motto with everything.
Facts.
With everything, and I tell the kids,
nothing comes easy, right?
There you go. You're gonna go to some type of a little pain of anything that you want to do in life, where you got to put in some type of a work. Whether you want to call it pain or not, I just say pain before pleasure, but it doesn't have to be pain. It could just be a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? In a sense. I mean, you're going to get all boozed up and this and that, because no. It's just, you're going to go through something before you reach the mountaintop that you're trying to reach to. So let the pain be, man. Let it be. You're sore right now. You know, I work you real hard this week, and you can't move on Monday. You know, you can't walk the stairs because your legs so sore from the squat and the stairs run and things of such. But guess what? Eventually, you're going to be doing 10 of them stairs and nothing.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Nothing. On the first one, you die. A week later, you're doing 5, nothing. No pressure. That's where the pain before pleasure comes. So that's what I live by, man.
It's dope. Coach, on behalf of Jews Legacy Enterprise Productions, we want to say thank you so much for stopping by today. This is your home. Whenever you want to stop by to have a conversation, you want to you have a new athlete that's there, you want to bring on a podcast, because that's the entire purpose of it. Yeah. We want to tap into the student that's there. Hey, say, hey, there's a student here I want to bring on that's doing big thing. We'll be more than happy to sit down with them. Right.
That was awesome, man. Like at the end of the day, man, I was just like, okay, I remember I saw a nose one. Like I said, Maya was a blur in the sense that she was living, but I saw Nose, and then I saw.
We had Coach Benoit, we had Coach Cox.
Yeah, I had Coach Ray.
We just had Coach Chester.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Chester,
we just had.
Man,
so we're working on that. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you.
You know, because I was there. I was there when she was there. I was a teacher. I mean, a student when she was there. So.
When she was there?
Yeah.
Bro, Chester. She started in 1990, bro.
She started coaching in 1990?
1990.
Yeah. Wow. Coach Chester was legendary at North Miami, my guy.
1990, man.
You got Mr. Baglos.
I ran into him outside and he connected me. The person I thought that died, they say he's alive, was Mr. Hudak.
Hudak, yeah, I haven't heard or seen anything.
Mr. Hudak is still around. They say they still talk. So he gave me his information. I just have to shoot him an email to try to bring them on.
Yeah, man. So I've been through a lot, man. I've been doing a lot, and I've moved back to North Miami in a sense because I taught a movie. What was it? You got Coach Graham took over North Miami as AD, and then he basically was just like, "What do you want? What can I do to get you here out of the other side? To come back home in a sense." So, that's when I became assistant athletic director, and then he gave me a position with our principal at that time, Mr. Lewis. He was. He's the guy that actually cleaned the school. Like, I give all the credit to that guy, in a sense.
Yeah, he put in work.
Because he did. And because I seen him when the school ended one year, my second year there, and then he was just like, there's no fights. Mm-hmm. Last day of school, he's like, there's no fight. And then they high-fiving each other.
Right.
The principal and the administrator, the assistant principal high-five each other like, oh, man, like, bro, can you believe this? I'm just thinking to myself, like, I know exactly what they're talking about in a sense because I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a bad time for North Miami.
But because of that era, it left a bad stigma on that school.
That's what I'm saying.
So a lot of people don't even want to, when they talk about North Miami, they think it's a bad school.
Exactly, man. I had to bring some parents to come to the school just to see it for them to bring their kids there.
Right.
Because they all still think we stepped across the street.
Wow.
They think it's still the same little building that was across the street. There's a lot of North Miami alum or people from North Miami that think that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you seen the palm trees?
Right.
You know what I mean? So once I bring those parents in, I tell them come in, they come in like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, you could go here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could go here, and things of such. I mean, you got Maya all the way from Cal City.
That's good.
Mom looking for a school to put her in and things of such and stuff, saying Cal City High. She's probably North Miami because she went and saw it, and that was it. She's like, okay, this school is nice, actually. It's not what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
I'm glad the positive work that you guys are doing, bring some legacy to North Miami still.
Facts.
We got, I just do what I do in a sense, and I just let that
just keep doing what you do, my brother.
Just let it speak for
Just keep
itself,
doing what you do.
In a sense, but appreciate you having me, man.
It's a pleasure having you, Coach.
Should have been here a long time ago.
Everything in its time.
Is that you're here.
Everything is on time.
Right.
Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm heading to Tampa for Team Florida National Qualifier. We gotta try to get. I got about 7 of my kids that's gonna be competing at that competition, trying to make the Team Florida. And once you make Team Florida, man, that's it. That's money on the wood. That's my motto with them. Every time I go to a national tournament to them, I say money on the hood, on the wood. So which means place, money comes to you. Scholarships.
Facts.
I ain't talking about bragging, scholarship. It's just what it is. Place, scholarship. So go fight for it.
Facts.
Go fight for that money so you don't have to take loans, so you don't have to be calling your moms for money, so you don't have to get a job, so you have to work late at night. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, like, go whoop some ass. Ooh.
Nah.
Go do your thing, man. Go fight it about to die for that thing down there, man. And you'll see the reward to come to you.
Facts.
And before pleasure.
Facts.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Always. And at this time, we want to thank all of our continuous sponsors, AZ Formalwear, Gourmet Gathering by Chef Princess E, Comprehensive Health Center, and Chick-fil-A Miami Shores. And most importantly, we want to thank you, our viewers and listeners who tune in every week. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go Pioneers.